Hey, what's going on, guys? Coach Clayton with Upper Class Sports back here with another video for you. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to throw a major league sinker. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so to tell you how great the sinker is, we're going to have to look at Roy Halladay, right? So Roy Halladay, when he threw his perfect game, he threw a sinker 42% of the time. That's almost half the pitches he threw were a sinker. If you're a hitter up there, you can flip a coin and pretty much be able to guess 50% of the time it's going to be a sinker, and they still couldn't hit him, right? So the sinker is a devastating pitch. It's a pitch that you can get to run down and away to a lefty or down and in to a righty, get somebody to roll over or get a good broken bat. It's a pitch that you throw when you're looking for a ground ball. Or it's also a pitch that you can throw when you're looking for a strikeout, something that's going to give you more movement. So to jump into how to throw a sinker, let's go ahead and first talk about the grip, okay? The grip, it does not matter. Grip the baseball however it feels comfortable to you. So if you're a four-seam fastball guy, go ahead and grip it like a four-seam fastball. If you're somebody who likes to throw a two-seam fastball, what we call up the runway, right? Then go ahead and grip it that way. If you like going across the seams for a two-seam, go ahead and throw it that way. Whatever feels comfortable for you. There is not a specific grip that goes with a specific pitch. You can throw all of your pitches with one grip if you really wanted to. If somebody tells you a grip makes a ball move more than another, they're absolutely wrong. What we have to understand is that grip doesn't make the ball move. What makes the ball move is forearm, wrist, and hand placement at release, okay? Something else that we need to understand is that no matter what pitch you throw, it is physically impossible for the baseball to leave any other finger than the middle finger last. I don't care if you're throwing a full screwball, that ball is going to leave the middle finger last. Why is that? Well, the middle finger is the longest finger on the hand. And so with that, the baseball is naturally going to leave your middle finger last. We throw a fastball, boom. That middle finger is going to be the last thing that touches the baseball. Even with the curveball. When we're throwing that curveball, when it finally leaves our hand, boom, 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 it is going to leave that middle finger last. Same goes for a changeup. As it comes out of our hand, boom, it's going to leave that middle finger last. Well, same goes for the sinker. Same goes for when they talk about finger pressure. Finger pressure is not going to help you make a ball move more or less, because if you think about it, if the ball leaves your middle finger last and we're trying to put pressure on our pointer finger to give us sinking action, well, once that ball gets ready to leave and we're putting pressure on that pointer finger, well, that ball's still going to leave that middle finger last, and so all that finger pressure is going to go by the wayside because the ball is naturally going to leave your middle finger last anyways, so the finger pressure doesn't really make a difference. If you're going to use finger pressure, go ahead and put finger pressure on the middle finger however much or however little that you want, whatever feels comfortable to you. So now that we got all that out of the way, now let's go ahead and dive into how to throw the sinker. So how do we throw the sinker? What really matters? If grip doesn't matter and finger pressure doesn't matter, then what does matter and what's going to help us be able to throw the best sinker or a major league sinker? So let's go ahead and talk about that. So the angle at which it leaves the hand, let's go ahead and say that your middle finger is at 12 o'clock. When we throw a sinker, we want our middle finger to be at like 11, 10:30, 10, somewhere in there between 10 and 11 o'clock when we release this sinker. So once we have that angle created with our hand at between 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock being a fastball, 10 and 11 o'clock somewhere in there, depending on what's comfortable for you, then we are going to want to push through the inside of the ball. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's go ahead and take the baseball and let's go ahead and cut it in half. Right? We cut this baseball in half. This is the inside half of the baseball. This is the outside half of the baseball if you're a righty. right? So the inside half of the baseball is going to be on your pointer finger side. So what we're going to want to do is with that middle finger is we are going to want to then at 10 o'clock push through that inside half and push through the baseball. We are not doing anything with our wrist, turning our wrist over or trying to make the ball move here. It's all about pushing through, creating that angle, and then pushing through it. Now, something that we want to do is we want to create the angle early. How do we do that? Well, we can do that from the glove, right? We can go ahead and create an angle right when we take the ball out of our glove to get us to feel that ball. Boom, if I'm a four-seam fastball guy and I come down this way with my hand, I'm going to create that angle early and come down this way. So that way when I get to release, boom, I can then create my angle here, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, boom, and then I can go ahead and push through and create that angle, and then that's going to go ahead and give me my sink. So once we go and jump into these drills, it's going to really help you be able to feel that angle that you're creating and also feel yourself push through the inside part of the baseball with your middle finger. Like I said, we don't want to do any wrist action, turn the hand over, because that ball is going to end up just flying out of our hand, and we're going to go ahead and lose that ball up and in or arm side, right? So we want to make sure that we are creating that angle, pushing through the ball on the inside part of the baseball and throwing through our target. All right, guys, so we got the wall drill. We've got two versions of the wall drill. One of them is just baseball player specific. One of them is pitcher specific. Okay, now with the wall drill, this is just something that you can do 10, 15 reps, take a break, 10, 15 reps. It'll take you about 5 minutes to do. And all this is for some strength and just to be able to feel the pressure that's going to be put on your finger, on that middle finger as it goes on the inside part of the baseball. This is also muscle stability. This is actually something that is really good for your overall arm and back and scaps and all that area. This drill is really going to help build the strength around this pitch. So the first one, we don't need a glove. We just square up to the wall, right? We're going to take both hands up against the wall, and we are going to put the baseball on the wall at our arm angle. This is super important. If our arm angle is a 3/4 arm slot, then we need to be putting this baseball at a 3/4 arm slot. Right? Don't just get up here and go over the top, because that's what all these coaches say to do, is make sure you throw over the top. But if that's not your natural arm slot, then that's going to defeat the purpose. So let's make sure we go in our natural arm slot. So we are going to go, I am a natural 3/4 arm slot, so I'm going to go here, and then same with my other arm. And then I'm going to set my angle, boom, 12 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock, bam, and then I'm going to practice pushing through. And I'm going to hold for 10, 15 seconds, right? As hard as I can, I'm pushing through and feeling my middle finger push through the baseball on the inside part of the baseball up against the wall. Push and hold for about 10, 15 seconds. And then you go ahead and take a break and go ahead and do it maybe 2, 3 more times, up to you. Now the next drill, this is more pitcher specific, right? We can go ahead and get our front foot up against the wall, get our legs as if we're going into like a rocker drill, and we are going to rock forward, get our knee up against the wall. We are going to get our glove right up against the wall out in front of us, and then we are going to go ahead and turn that back foot, get our hips turned like we are at release, right? Setting your arm angle at your natural arm slot. Right? So me at 3/4 arm slot, boom. And now from here, I'm going to push with my glove arm up against the wall, and I'm going to push with my hand on the inside part of the baseball, pushing through with my middle finger, and I'm going to hold for about 10, 15 seconds. I'm going to feel all these muscles start to burn a little bit, and that is good because that is what we want to feel. We also want to feel our hand at that angle, and we want to feel ourselves pushing through that inside of the baseball. Like I said, this could take you about 5 minutes or less every single day, and this will help build upon our sinker mechanics and get us to throw a devastating sinker. All right, this drill, this is called the knee drill. This is another way that we can just get that feel for that sinker at release, right? This is something that we can make sure we're setting our angle early in the glove. Now, obviously, we don't want to be setting the angle early in the glove when we're on the mound, because good coaches, good players, they're going to pick that up if you're doing stuff like this with your arm. But just to practice, this is a good way to get that feel of how the arm is supposed to come through with the sinker and presetting that angle with the arm. So what we can do is preset that sinker angle, get ourselves to 10 o'clock on that clock with our fingers in the glove, and then we can go through and throw our sinker, pushing through the inside part of the baseball when we release. Now, notice my knees. I am not squared up perfectly with my hips. I've got my hips a little bit at an angle, right? We want to create that hip and shoulder separation with our hips and our shoulders, and so we're going to preset with our knees just a little slightly angled, because realistically we don't get with our hips completely squared off perfectly at release anyways. So we are going to create a little bit of an angle, preset that angle, our hand angle in the glove, and then come through, and we are going to go ahead and deliver the sinker. Now my goal here is to hit the lower end of the towel, somewhere between the bottom of the towel and the bottom part of the net, the silver part, somewhere in there, that net below the towel and above that silver. I'm going with my 4-seam grip here, then I'm going to go ahead and get my angle set in the glove, come through, and I'm going to deliver a sinker. And again, we're not going 100%. This is something we can go 50, 60%. We're just getting the feel for the sinker. That's a pretty good sinker right there. All right, so this drill is called the rocker drill. You are going to get in a position like you have already landed at foot strike. You are going to rock forward, rock back, set your angle, come through, and make a throw. Now, I've set up a target down there, just a towel hanging on the net, and that is going to be what I am going to be throwing through. You can do this from about 20, 30, 40 feet away. You don't have to go full mound distance, and you do not have to go 100%, right? Go about 60%, just get your arm moving. This is for feeling it come out of the hand and setting that angle and pushing through your middle finger on the inside of the ball. All right, the next one you're going to do is you are going to set up like you are throwing a pitch. You are going to come set and go through your pitching motion. Again, about 60% effort. We don't need to go 100%. This is just to get that feel out of the hand, creating that angle, setting the angle of the hand, pushing through the middle finger on the inside half of the baseball. All right, and lastly, this is something that you can do when you're all said and done. You've done all your drills, you've done all your throws, and now we are going to go ahead and add a strength component to building our sinker mechanics, okay? These are called sinker push-ups, okay? So what you would normally do for a push-up is you would have your fingers pointed straight forward. But we know throwing a sinker, we want that middle finger to be at 10 or 11 o'clock, right? So what we're going to do is we are going to turn our hands in to angle them at 10 or 11 o'clock, and we are going to go and do our push-ups from here, right? And so we are going to go up and down doing our push-ups with our hands angled, and this is going to help strengthen the forearms and the wrists to help us throw a better, nastier sinker. So there it is, guys. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I hope now you can go and add the sinker to your pitching arsenal. Again, this is a pitch that is devastating. This is a pitch that you can throw in any count, anytime, any situation. If you need a ground ball, if you need a strikeout, this is a great pitch to throw because it's a good pitch that moves. You throw it like a fastball, and it's a pitch that hitters do not like to hit. So if you guys found this video helpful, please go ahead and smash that thumbs up button and leave a comment below and let me know if you learned anything new from this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those bell notifications so you're notified every single time we drop a video. Thanks guys, and we'll see you real soon.